Hello students, this is Poonam teacher back with a new video of general science, and in this video we shall learn about valency. So what is valency? Valency is the total number of electrons lost or gained by an atom during a chemical reaction. I repeat, valency is the total number of electrons lost or gained by an atom during a chemical reaction. So valency will also signify the total number of electrons present into the outermost shell of any atom. So we have already studied the electronic configuration of some of the elements. So here with some of the examples I'll be able to show you clearly what is the meaning of valency. So you can see that these are the atoms of various elements like sodium, aluminium and chlorine. Now sodium's atomic number is 11. That means the total number of electrons present into a sodium atom is 11. So what is going to be its electronic configuration? Its electronic configuration is 281, and electronic configuration is nothing but the number of electrons fitted into various energy shells of an atom. So if this is the nucleus of an atom, these are the various energy shells, what you can see. This is K shell, L shell, M shell. So K is the innermost shell. In K shell there will be 2 electrons which can be fitted. In second shell L there are 8 electrons which are fitted, and the third shell has only 1 electron. So how many electrons are outermost? And this one is the outermost shell. This is K, L, M. M is the outermost shell of a sodium atom. So it contains only 1 electron. So this 1 electron, when it will be loose, okay, the second shell will become the outermost shell, and the second shell will be having 8 electrons, and every atom wants 8 electrons into its outermost shell. So in that effort it will lose 1 electron, right? So how many electrons are present into the outermost shell of sodium atom? At present 1 electron is present. If this 1 electron will be lost by sodium atom, the second shell will become the outermost shell with 8 electrons. So every atom need octet in its outermost shell. Octet means 8 electrons should be there. So what is the difference between completing an octet and this sodium atom? The sodium atom is having 1 extra electron. So when this extra electron will be loose, the second shell will become the outermost shell with 8 electrons. So what is the valency of sodium atom? The valency of sodium atom is 1. In other words, you can say that the number of electrons present into the outermost shell of an atom signifies its valency. And there is another definition too, in which it is stated that every atom needs to complete an octet into its outermost shell, and in that effort it either loses the electron or gains the electron. So the number of electrons which are lost or gained by an atom to complete an octet during a chemical reaction is known as its valency. Now if you see aluminium atom, the atomic number of aluminium is 13 with 13 electrons, and these electrons are to be fitted into various energy shells. So in first shell, the electronic configuration of aluminium is 283. In first shell, that is K shell, the innermost shell will have 2 electrons, the second shell will have 8 electrons, and the third shell will have 3 electrons, like this, right? So now if aluminium atom needs to complete an octet, the aluminium atom will have to lose 3 electrons, and then the second shell will become the outermost shell with 8 electrons. That means it will be completing an octet into its outermost shell. So 3 will be the valency of aluminium, or in other words you can say that there are 3 electrons present into the outermost shell of aluminium, and that is why the valency of aluminium atom is 3. Now if you come towards a bigger atom like chlorine, whose atomic number is 17, its electronic configuration is 287. So in first shell it will be having 2 electrons, in second shell it will be having 8 electrons, in third shell there are 7 electrons. Now chlorine cannot lose 7 electrons, because losing 7 electrons is going to be a very big deal for chlorine atom. So that is why it will either gain 1 electron from somebody, and this is how it will complete an octet into its outermost shell. So the atom, if gains any electron or loses any electron, it signifies its valency. So chlorine will not lose the electrons but will gain 1 electron from any other atom and will complete an octet into its outermost shell, and then that will become the valency of chlorine, and that is why even the valency of chlorine is also 1, just like as sodium. So this is the meaning of valency. So here, if the number of the electrons into the outermost shell is more than that of 4, you cannot say that the valency is the total number of electrons which are present into its outermost shell. If the number of electrons into the outermost shell is less than 4, then only you can say that the valency is the total number of electrons present into its outermost shell. So as the number of electrons into the outermost shell is more than 4, the atom will either uh, gain the electrons for completing an octet into its outermost shell, and the number of electrons that it gains to complete an octet into its outermost shell, that becomes the valency of that atom. So this is the meaning of valency. Thank you.